The terminal was quiet that morning. Just past dawn, a pale orange light filtered through the glass panes of Logan International Airport in Boston. Officer Dana Ruiz sipped her coffee, her fingers brushing over the snout of her partner Max, a German shepherd with a nose for trouble and a heart that only she seemed to fully understand. Max had been her shadow for 5 years now, sniffing out illegal substances, weapons, and on more than one occasion, hidden currencies. But today, Max was jittery. The cargo area was chilled as usual. Crates and luggage from the international flight out of Istanbul were being sorted. Dana's breath misted in the air as she gave Max the familiar command, "A seek." Max froze mid-step, ears pricked, body tense like a drawn bowstring. His nose hovered over a polished mahogany coffin, sealed and tagged with diplomatic documentation. He let out a low growl, something he only did when he found something that didn't just smell wrong, but felt wrong. Dana blinked. "Easy, Max. It's just a body." But Max wouldn't move. He pawed the edge of the coffin, then barked, sharp and insistent. Then again. Then once more. Dana's gut twisted. Standard protocol was clear. Any disturbance of a diplomatic coffin could lead to international tension. But her instinct, and Max's nose, screamed otherwise. She radioed it in. When the lid was unsealed, there was a collective gasp. Inside lay a man, wrapped in a burial shroud, and his arm moved. The man, mid-30s, Turkish by passport, was alive. Barely. Weak, dehydrated, confused, but alive. Medical teams swarmed him as officials scrambled to piece together what had happened. He whispered one word through cracked lips, "Akardashim, my brother." Dana watched as paramedics worked, her heart racing. Max sat beside her, calm now, as if he knew the worst was over. Hours later, the pieces began to fall into place. The man's name was Emir Kaya. He was a pediatric surgeon in Istanbul, known for working with war orphans. Cool. His younger brother Adem had gotten involved with a trafficking ring, an underground network that smuggled refugees and stolen antiquities through diplomatic loopholes. Emir had found out and tried to stop him, but Emir was betrayed. Instead of silencing him in the typical fashion, the traffickers concocted a horrifying plan, drug him, fake his death, and ship him out in a coffin, bound for destruction in a crematorium upon arrival. No body, no trail. If Max hadn't sniffed him out, Emir would have died. In the following days, news of the incident spread like wildfire. A 9 hero saves man from certain death in airport coffin. The headlines read, but Dana couldn't focus on the noise. She was stuck on Amir's first request after waking. A please, find my brother. Help him. Adem, it turned out, had tried to get out months ago. He had even tipped off his brother in the first place, but was being watched by the same people who almost killed Emir. When Dana and a joint task force found him in a remote motel in Vermont, he surrendered with tears in his eyes. "I thought he was dead. I thought they'd killed him for trying to stop them." The reunion between Emir and Adem happened in a small hospital room in Boston. Dana stood in the doorway with Max, who wagged his tail softly, sensing something sacred in the moment. There were no dramatic words. Just two brothers holding each other and crying as if time could be reversed by love alone. Weeks passed. The story faded from the news. But something lingered. Dana received a letter, handwritten, and folded neatly inside a worn children's book called The Boy Who Spoke to Dogs. Inside was a photo of Emir, now recovered, back in Istanbul, holding Max's paw during a Skype call arranged by the consulate. Next to him was Adem, working with a refugee support group, his way of making amends. The letter read, "In a world so quick to judge and divide, your kindness reminded us of the power of connection. Who saw a man in a coffin and chose to believe in more. Thank you for believing in the impossible. Emir." Dana looked down at Max, who now rested by her feet, tired from his morning walk. She scratched behind his ear and smiled. "I didn't believe in the impossible, Max," she said softly. "You did." And somewhere in a world constantly rushing, forgetting, and fearing, one quiet act of compassion had changed the course of not just a life, but a legacy. Because sometimes the smallest bark can wake the world.